Hello and welcome to Psychic TV International. I'm your host, Rayleen Kable, and I'm looking forward to a wonderful Thursday night with our crew and all our wonderful supporters out there. Now, I'm very excited because I had the wonderful Ben Graham tonight, and we have spoken. We're going to get to know each other a little bit more tonight because we haven't actually met each other. So this is wonderful. And not only that, you have a wonderful opportunity to not only get to know Ben, but also to get to see some of his talents and to understand him more on that much deeper level. So I'm not going to talk much more. By the way, just before I do go on, we do have a few beautiful psychics in the online at the present moment. So have a browse at our Psychic TV International. Have a look and see if there's someone on the line that you want to connect with. So let's go to our wonderful Ben. Hello, Ben. How are you?
Oh, hello, Rayleen. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate that. It's nice to be here.
Well, it's lovely to have you here because I know you're a very busy man, and just to get some time with you, we're all very blessed to get some time with you today. So thank you very much for coming on with us. Now, I know Thursday nights have been a bit different in the past. So for you, it's like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing here? All you got to do is be you. That's all.
Oh, wonderful.
That's
Thank
That's
you.
lovely. And we love you being here. And a big shout out to Andrew. Andrew, he's saying hello to both yourself and myself, Ben. And it is an amazing lineup tonight. Thank you. He's saying you're amazing. So let's get into it now, Ben. Let's know a little bit more about who's Ben. Who are you? Ben, what do you do?
Well, thank you. Well, look, I'm a psychic medium, and what that really means is that I work with your loved ones, and to me, it's like I believe everyone can do it to a certain extent. And so I've been doing this for 10 years now, and professionally, so to speak. And I've been training for about 15 years. So, you know,
Wow.
I'm a psychic medium. So what that really means is that I connect with your loved ones. And
Yes.
I've over the years I've strengthened that. I've trained. I do a lot to improve my connection with spirit or with my spirit team, so to speak. And that just gives me the opportunity to bring your loved ones through, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're talking about, for those who have just come in and may not have been in the show before or come to the show before, when you say connect with your loved ones, we're talking passed over
Yeah,
loved ones?
your
Yeah,
past, your loved ones. So,
yeah,
obviously I do psychic readings as well, and yeah, that's what we do as a medium, and that's what they call it, mediumship. So it's sort of
yeah,
connecting with your loved ones who have passed, and how we get the information is, there's a lot of ways. There really is, and sometimes it could be visual, and a lot of mediums are visual, And at the moment, I'm actually not very visual at all. It's a lot of mine is just knowing and signs and hearing spirit, which is good, So it changes a lot, and as you develop, you increase, and the power. It's like the power changes a little bit over the time, if that makes sense. And
it's
you
true,
know,
true.
as a medium, and I've been doing this for 10 years. There's a lot of mediums out there that have been doing it for say 30 years, and it's all about the connection that you have with spirit, though. Like just because it's
It
10 years, my mind's in the spirit world very constantly, if that makes sense. If I'm not on this show, I'm doing shows as well. So my
is.
mind's in that situation all the time. Thanks, Rayleen.
Yeah, I fully respect that. As you may know, I am a medium myself and have been. When you said the 30 years, I went, oh gosh, yeah, about that long. But I totally understand where you're coming from with that, sweetheart.
Mm,
And I love your honesty because it's really important to be honest about things.
mm.
Sometimes people so desire wanting to connect, and it's not all, we can't just go, oh yeah, it's going to happen. Unfortunately, if that loved one doesn't want to speak in that moment, we can't always make it happen. Yeah. But
Yeah.
wow. And it sounds like you really are so dedicated to your mediumship. I can tell by just the way you're talking about it. I mean, that's like me. That's who
Yeah.
I am, the medium. I mean, I'm psychic and I have all those wonderful other skills,
Yeah.
but when you're a medium, it is a very devoted and dedicated path that you choose when you
It,
really are.
it,
Yeah.
it really is. You couldn't say it any better, Raylene. And I know with myself, I've dedicated the rest of my life to become the best I can to work on spirit's behalf. And I know myself, that I've never had a passion before. And when I sort of fell into, and I say I fell into this because I sort of did. And when I fell into this, I really grabbed it with both hands. And as I'm developing and learning, I mean, I've made plenty of mistakes as well. And that's how you learn. It really is.
That's Yeah,
And
and that's how you sharpen the tools, because when you make a mistake, you don't want to make another mistake. So you really make sure that you do whatever you need to do to be the clearer vessel.
e-
Totally understand. Yeah.
exactly right. No,
Yeah, I love it. We've got a few people in, so I'm just going to say hi to Joanne, Katrina, Janelle, Nita, and for those of you watching at the moment, please remember to please like and share our page. Why? Because we want to share. Why? Because we care, and we want to. The more people we can reach, the more people we can be of service to. So that's what we want to do at Psychic TV International. We want to help as many people as we can. So when you share and like, it really makes a big difference, guys. And okay, Ben. So when we talk about mediumship, is that the main tool? I know it's a silly question to be asking because I know what
uh,
you're going to say, but
yeah.
is this the main tool that you love to work with?
It depends where I am and depends what I'm doing at the time. So, when I do a show or I do a spiritual center or something like that, mediumship is my strength, so to speak. But when I'm working with spirit, it's what they want to give me on the day as well. So, and it depends if it's a private reading. A lot of private readings, especially on psychic TV, is a lot of spiritual work. It is, and stuff like that. So I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to work with spirit, but mediumship is really my strengths, and so
Yeah,
uh,
love it.
that's what I'm passionate about as well. So I don't I don't have any boundaries on. I do whatever spirit would like me to do on the day. I remember a long time ago, and I was out Seven Hills, and someone asked me what I do, and I said, "Yeah, I'm a medium." And I remember spirits sort of said to me, "Is that right?" And it's like every reading I did was psychic readings. It's like they said, you're working for us. I work for Spirit. So whatever they do on the day, and especially on this show, like a lot of people ring me, and a lot of it is psychic work, which is fantastic as well, if that makes sense. And believe it or
Yeah,
not, some people ring up for psychic readings, and as I'm reading them, I bring someone through anyway,
yeah,
and I take
it's
that
very natural.
because they need to hear that.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, tonight we are going to be blessed with your energy and love and mediumship. I hear, but I will ask everyone if we can keep it. And this is hard because when
Yeah,
you're a medium, I know myself. Sometimes it doesn't want to stop in like 5 or 10 minutes. But because we only have an hour show, we may
yeah,
ask Spirit very kindly and the spirit world if they can give us something nice and sweet and and in
hundred
that little
percent.
time frame, just so we can also be here for all of our lovely viewers. So thank you everyone, and a big shout out to everyone out there. You're all so beautiful. Hi Sonia. Again, remember, please like and share. Now also, Ben, may I ask, where are you from? New South Wales,
Yeah,
Queensland, New
yeah.
Zealand?
No, yeah. I'm from New South Wales, so I'm in the western suburbs. I won't tell you what area,
No,
but I'm in the western.
no, that's okay. You're in New South
I'm
Wales. That's the main thing.
in,
Yeah.
yeah, New South Wales. And I've always lived in New South Wales, so yeah, it's where I am is quite good. It's funny because where I am, there's a lot of spiritual people out this way. So I've
Yeah.
connected with a lot of people out this way, what are mediums themselves. So it's I feel like that I'm blessed because I've got a lot of places to go and to learn, and we've got a lot of spiritual churches out this way as well. So I take advantage of those sort of places as well, and to sharpen my tools, like you said before, and um
Yeah.
and and to learn. So yeah,
I love that. And when you are in an area where there's so many other mediums, psychics, and healers, sometimes it's that feeling of, oh, I found my soul family. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
and we all need that. Even for the person watching us tonight, going and like I think someone said something about their third eye was aching earlier. Sorry, I just refer back. I'll go back here. Yeah, having third eye pain tonight. So Andrew, maybe just gently kind of like tap and tell it it's okay. It's Andrew that was having the third eye pain. So there's a lot of shifting going on at the present moment, energetically in the consciousness. So those of us who are already awake or are awakening even more, I think we're all going to have different aches and pains and things like that going on because everything's expanding. Would you agree there, Ben?
I definitely agree with that. It's so true. Couldn't say it any better. And with Andrew as well, it's like with your third eye and stuff. It's just that personal development what you're probably going through, and that's probably why your third eye is sort of hurting at the moment. You're on your spiritual journey, so just let your spirit team know that I can feel it's happening, and they can take it away for you.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for that, darling. Okay, now just a quick shout out to our wonderful team in the background, if you don't mind me
Yeah.
mentioning them, Ben, is we've got the amazing Grace, and I need to put my glasses on because I'm not that good these days, getting a bit older. Okay, so we've got the amazing Grace on a 988, Brooklyn on a 905, we got Jags on a 9160. Also, we've got the wonderful Judith on, oh, where are you, Judith, a 9125, and we got Miss Psychic D 9140 and Psychic Sandy on 9108. Now, my apologies if anyone else has popped on since the last time I looked at my phone. But yeah, check it out, guys. If there's someone you want to connect with, or there's just an impending question, if not here with Ben, we have our team in the background. Now, I will have a quick look and see, because you know what's going to happen tonight. We're going to have such a good time, Ben. Time will fly, and I won't even get get any readings done. So those of you who like and share, please like and share, and then leave a message if we can get to you to do a reading for you, or not myself, but Ben. Okay. All right. Nita's got just a question, not so much a medium question here, Ben. Now, I will pop it up on the screen once I learn all these wonderful skills. Oh, yeah. Hello, Rayleen and Ben. It's good to good to see you. I've liked and shared. Would love to know if I will be in a relationship soon, and how will I meet him, please, Ben?
Oh, lovely.
Isn't that sweet?
That's wonderful. Just as I see and hear and everything else, and it's funny. It's like they say, like, you're not going to meet anyone unless you go out. No one's going to come and knock on your door. That's for sure. Okay, so let's just get that out of the way. So we need to go out. We need to meet other people and stuff like that. And you're probably saying on the screen, "Oh, well, I've done that. I'm doing that, Ben," and just nothing ever happens. And I know that, and I really hate saying it, but it's like all about timing. It's about having the right gentleman come through. It's about having the right person come through your life. I feel like you've had plenty of partners and relationships and stuff like that, and friendships. And it's funny. It's like you're asking for it, but you're also having all these boundaries up. I want to live on my own. I've got to have this Friday night on my own. I like to do this on my own. And so you have these sort of things in front of you. And what that does, the universe is listening. You're sending mixed messages out there, so to speak. And I feel like that, even though you mightn't say no to that, I feel like if you relax and think about some of the things you definitely are doing that. Now, for someone to come into your life, I really believe that we've got to be ready in ourselves. And then you'll be saying, okay, Ben, I've been 20 years, so I'm ready. And it's like, I'm on my own as well. And I know that that I want all these things too. And then I have all these other boundaries up and stuff like that. So I think that's just the messages you're sending out are mixed messages. I want you to relax, and I want you to say that I want someone that comes into my life that you don't need to trust anyone, but you want the person that you can trust, if that makes sense. You've got to just trust, number one, yourself, and just ask the universe and ask yourself, do I really want someone in? And then say, yes, I do, and it will happen. And that person will come in. I'd love to give you a month and stuff like that, but I'm not that sort of meeting, because I feel like that you've got to do the work, if that makes sense. I'll leave it there. Thanks, Rayleen.
Beautiful. That was lovely. And Nita, please let us know how it goes, darling. And I love that advice, Ben. When we're honest and we just say it how it is, that's, at least for our viewers and our callers, or the people that come in, we're honest, we're straight up. Do you know what I mean? We can't say
Yeah.
something that's not there, and we can't say that I have a month. Like, not everyone can do like a specific time frame, but it was
Yeah.
definitely beautiful advice for Nita. And we wish you all the best with that, Anita. I'm sure, darling, the universe will look after you. But like Ben says, it's really important to have the right partner. There's nothing worse than finding a relationship and then going, oh, I wasn't specific about that. Oh, that's not what I really wanted. So yeah, and I really do believe when we put out that lovely energy of, okay, universe, I am ready, and we really are ready, it's like magic. It just happens. So I got a question for you, personal question, not too
Okay.
personal, of course, but I just say personal because
Yeah.
it sounds better. So what do you like to do for leisure? I mean, being a medium, being maybe a family man and all those things. What do you like to do for leisure? How do you ground yourself? How do you find Ben?
Well, that's an excellent question, and I'm glad these questions are very good. You know,
Thank you.
but believe it or not, I'm so busy and my kids are sort of adults really, but I'm busy with work. So my pleasure is really just to get on my mountain bike and
Wow.
go for a ride. I don't do extreme stuff, but
No.
that's what I like to do. I like to just sort of go through the bush, or even just like suburban areas. I feel like that's where I'm free. That's where I feel like that I'm connecting with myself. I don't
Yeah.
sort of meditate or anything, but that is my meditation by
Yes.
riding the bike. And
Yes.
it,
Understand.
the things I see when I'm riding my bike, it's like spirit shows me things, and it's not so much numbers and colours and stuff like that, but it's what I can see in myself, and I feel like
Yes.
that so it's so important. Now, if I don't ride my bike, I pretty much walk, say, 9Ks, 4 days a week. So I'll just go for a walk with my headphones in, and it's like I'm just sort of finding myself, if that makes sense. I'm sort of leaving.
Sure.
Awesome question, Rayleen. Awesome question.
Oh, thank you, darling. I like to ask questions like that because it's I like to learn, but I'm sure our viewers do too,
Yeah,
and that also gives them an understanding of who you are. And I think that's a great way to do it. I go out in the garden. I've been in the garden all day because
beautiful.
I'm a little bit of a smoker. I used to be a smoker. I'm
Yeah,
giving up. So I've been out in the garden. My garden's cleaner than cleanest it's ever been because I've been focusing just on doing something rather than
yeah.
putting it right in my mouth. Yeah. Okay, so that's wonderful. Okay, now let's see what else is going on here. We've got Sonia from Victoria Ballarat. Hello, Sonia. I'm just going to put my glasses on, everyone. I know you're getting used to it now. Oh, okay. All right. So, and we've got Nicole. All right. Now, Nicole Nunn, this is a mediumship reading. Would you like to do this one, Ben?
Yes, of course, mate. All the readings you're on.
Darling. All right, here we go. So this is from Nicole. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Rayleen and Ben. Liked and shared any messages from my mum.
Oh, that's lovely, and as I said, I sort of got quite emotional just as Rayleen read that question out, if that makes sense too. So, it was very heavy hearted when Mum passed away, obviously, and it's funny because a little part of you sort of went with her, if that makes sense. Mum will always be around you, and it's funny because as I say that, I want to say to you to ask for a sign from Mum. And I want you to ask for a sign that something that is so unusual, something that you're not going to see. And I know that your mum's going to bring that forward for you. And I want you to ask that, if that makes sense. I know you're asking me for a reading, but I want you to ask that. As I said that, I got all the cold shivers and stuff like that. Now, I'm not sure if Mum put a lot of weight on just before she passed, but she stands by me and she's quite thin now, if that makes sense. And she smells good. So I feel like that you would smell Mum in your home, if that makes sense. I don't know if you burn lavender, but I'm smelling lavender. It might be just her cologne or perfume, but I'm smelling lavender, if that makes sense too. And just let us know in the comments as well. So I feel like before Mum passed, I don't know, I don't think Mum was verbal because I can't hear anything because my mind's going a little funny. And it could have been just medication, if that makes sense. And you know what? When Mum was quite young, she was a very, very stunning woman. She really is. And she tells me that you take after her with your looks as well. And you've got a very, very good heart as well. And just before I end the reading, just say in the comments if you would like to. But as I see Mum, I felt like I see a baby in Mum's arms, and I really feel it's connected. If you can accept that for me, but that's what I see as well. And I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Rayleen.
Oh, you're welcome, my darling. And thank you very much, Nicole, for sending that through and liking and sharing our page. You are a little darling. Now I have to scroll back because I've been scrolling in between just to take it off. Now, okay. Now I've got another beautiful question for you. This is more of a personal one, my dear. Now, if you I want you to imagine you're on the world stage, which I think you are anyway. If there was anything that you would like to, if there was a message you'd like to give the world, what
Wonderful.
would
That's
that?
a good
Yeah.
question. I like that, and I'm prepared for that as well because I done a
Right.
talk. Yeah, I'm prepared for that. I done a talk just recently, and there was 50 people in the audience, and I asked everyone. We all manifest, we all do, and some people say no, I don't manifest, but we do. We ask for that car spot, we ask to be healthy, we ask for our loved ones, we ask for our children to be happy. We ask the universe all the time. We really do.
Yeah, I know. We're on with
If
it, really.
I would like, I would like the people that are listening, instead of asking for yourself right now, I would ask for the world or the war zones and everything else. I'd ask for you to just to send out healing and love, and it's like a ripple effect. I know we ask for ourselves, but if we can just all stop for a second and just ask for a collective, for the whole world, so to speak. And I think that makes a wave. It really does. And even if there's only 3 people, it's still a wave the more people, the better it is. So if that's my message, say for if I was going to give it to the world, is that if instead of asking for ourselves right now, just spare or let a space in your mind, even for 1 minute, just to think of someone else, and that'll go a long way.
Yeah, I love that advice. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Ben. And I think, for everyone, we've been so blessed, like some of the previous shows and even tonight's show. The difference I feel is the energy. It's like it's the love. When we're sharing that message, we're really sharing a deeper aspect of what it's all about, aren't we? I
Yeah,
mean, even if a person comes in, they don't really get it, they're still going to feel the impact of that
yeah.
message.
It's funny.
And yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Rayleen. When I was asked to come on the show, like, and I'm not saying it because you're here, but when I was asked to come on the show, I just knew that you're in the right frame, mate. Right, your mind's in the right frame, mind, and I just knew that it would be a good show because you've got the right intention, and that's why I said straight away, yes, I'll be on the show.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Like each week, we have new people come in and they share and they like our page, and I make it clear that we love, when people share it because it's sharing more and it's helping more people. Those who are meant to come and watch and connect, they will. And I mean that's what I love about our team. And I say this
Yeah.
each week is that we have such a dedicated team of psychics, mediums, healers. It's across the board really, but we've got a team of dedicated and very true to their work, and that's why I love now, even at the moment, hosting. It's beautiful. I get to know you. I get to let the audience see you from a totally different light. Now I know we did speak earlier and you mentioned that you will be online later, so how
Yeah.
lucky are all these beautiful souls. So for some of you, I'm just saying this now, if you don't get a reading from Ben in this moment, he will be online maybe a few minutes after we finish the show because he'll need to go to the toilet and do all those bits and pieces. Well, I would. and but he will be on. So please don't feel like you can't reach him or reach any of our other team members. But specifically, and I know, Ben, that your dedication to your mediumship is just beautiful. And I'm a medium. I meet other
Yeah.
mediums. And I know how hard sometimes it can be to you've got to be at your best when you're channeling for someone or you're bringing a loved one through. You've actually got to give it everything you've got, and I love and respect that from you, because I can see when you talk about things and talk about your mediumship and how you can make a difference. Yeah, it's felt very, very much so. Yeah, so all right, let's have a look and see what's going on here. Oh, I have to put my glasses back on. I try to do it without it, but that just doesn't, these days doesn't happen, Ben. Okay. Oh, Nicole, I just want to get back to you about something Nicole said. Oh, I wish that I've got to move the hand. That's what I have to do. She says, thank you. I've been asking mum to send me messages for a few months now with regards to my baby. Oh, where'd that go? My baby. To the baby comment, I was having twins. One didn't make it. My son is 11 this year. I'm glad mum has the baby with her. Mum was a beautiful lady and still is, darling heart. I just added that in her younger days, and I take after her. When she passed, she was medicated a lot. So I think that's beautiful validation, and thank you very much, Nicole, for sharing that with us, and especially Ben, because it's lovely validation for you too, Ben. So you are superhuman in my eyes. So I want to say, well done with that, my darling. Okay. Oh, you're loving the show tonight. I love that. Psychic TV Australia is loving the show. We love you. Okay. All right, darling. So, okay. What's three things also? Just three things that, okay. What would you do the mediumship. What would you like to help people with, Ben? Like, for instance, I think we did one night, we were talking about cleansing. What's a little area that you'd like to share and potentially give a little bit of a technique for anyone that's watching us tonight? And a big shout out to everyone watching us.
Oh, that's a really really good question. And now I would, if I can give anyone anything, and like I've got my own family, kids, and everything else, and young adults, I should say they are, and you know, is the rituals that we go through. We go through these rituals on a day-to-day basis, and it's like driving a car. We go through the rituals: seatbelt, check the petrol, tire pressure, and a destination. We go through these rituals.
Yes.
It's about the freedom of not going through those. It's super hard not to. But
Yeah.
if you can give yourself like a hour of just that, and it's not about meditation, but just that hour of just relaxing and just, I always call it personal development, but it's about yourself. And it's
Yeah.
even given a few hours. And Rayleen was in the garden today, and she's giving herself space and time just for herself. No rituals, no nothing else, no phones, no telephones, no internet, no nothing. It's
No.
just that moment of the time. And if you can allow yourself even one day a week just for a couple hours. Now, I was talking about bike riding and stuff like that. And when I stop and I relax and I breathe, it's just leaving all that behind. So if I can say something, it would be that about just having no rituals and just relaxing and allowing yourself to be yourself for that moment of time. And believe it or not, that just energizes you, and it touches your heart in a different way, if that makes sense. I hope all that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting.
It certainly makes sense, darling. And you could never not make sense, to be honest, honey. But what I am feeling, and it's so true, isn't it? Just that little bit of now time for you
Yeah.
personally. We all need it, but we don't all do it.
No.
And sometimes we're forced to do it because if we break a leg, well, we can't get around doing it for everybody else, or things like that. I had an example of that the other day. Actually, I fell over and I couldn't walk for it. So one day I was out for the count, but that was fine. That was just spirit's way of saying, slow down, have a look around, and see what you're neglecting, which was myself. So today
Oh,
I was in the garden, and I actually think your bike riding is cool. I think that is a really good way. One, to get your energy flowing, and two, to get your energy going, if that makes sense, because
it does
it's
make sense.
moving,
Yeah.
but it's also flowing.
Oh,
I love the way the world works. I love the way the universe works. And I'm loving tonight. We've got so many beautiful people coming. We've actually got so much going on, Ben. Let me just bear with me for a moment, darling, because there's Eve
yeah.
from Sweden. So we have to say hello to Sweden.
Oh, wonderful.
Hello, Eve. We love you. So, and we do hope everybody else tonight is loving the show, because we love you and we're loving your energy here. Okay, so let's please share and like, and I will do a quick shout out for some of our amazing psychics in the background really quickly. So we've got Amazing Grace on 9888. We have Brooklyn on a 9905, Jags on 9160, and Miss Psychic D on 9140, and Psychic Sandy 9108. So guys, if you can't and want or need, or not even need, but if you would like to connect with any of our psychics, please pop to our Psychic International line. And I got some really good news, because I think we're doing pretty good tonight, Bam. All right, so please share and like. Let's have a look and see if there's any more questions for you. I'm sure there will be. I'm starting to sing. I can't sing for crap. But I'm honest. Okay. All right. I've got one from Sonia, and I'll share it to the screen, my darling heart. I'd love to know if anyone in spirit, in spirit around me and my grandson.
Oh, beautiful. It's funny because when Raylene read that question out, uh, let me know in the comments, but I felt a male presence straight away. Now, it's funny because I felt this male presence today, and I really did. And I thought, oh, I'm on Psychic TV tonight, so obviously someone's come to have a look at me. So there's someone protecting you, and I don't want to get, I really don't, but it was like I don't like using the word male. I don't like to use the word father figure, but it felt like a dad for me. Now, it could be your grandfather, but it felt like a dad to me. The connection with me and him is not full, but I know that he's here, if that makes sense. So obviously he wasn't a believer then, or he didn't believe in this sort of stuff, if that makes sense. So they'll be looking over you, and not just you, other family members too. And you've probably got a lot of family members that have passed as well. But I just felt that the male presence came in for, and let me know in the comments though. But I don't know if you remember the smoke, because I don't smoke, but I could smell tobacco, and it smelled like those rollies. And I think it's drum smoke they used to smoke, so to speak. But that's what I'm smelling. I don't think this is a person that you really want to speak to, but this is a person that was coming through for me. In my mind, I look further back, but that's the strongest link for me, if that makes sense. but I know that they're around you and protecting you as well. Let me know, but then maybe there's a move for you or something like that. But that might be just your mind. Do I need to move? Am I settled here? I think you're doing really well, but you want everything right now. It's not happening for you. It's going to happen later. So just trust your own intuition. I know this sounds silly, but just trust your own intuition because you're doing such a good job. But I want you to tell yourself that I'm doing the best I can. And I'll leave it there. Thanks, Rayleen.
Oh, that's so beautiful. What a beautiful way to close that reading, Ben. Bringing it back to Sonia too, and thank you very much, Sonia, for sharing that, sweetheart, and asking that wonderful question. Yeah, I just love the way that you brought it back to saying, really trust your intuition because the truth is, we're going. Even as any of us, as a vessel of being a channel for anyone, we all know that if the person who's on the receiving end is more receptive and more open to their intuition, they're going to receive more, whether it's from yourself or from myself or anyone else, but they're going to be able to interpret the messages that are coming through as well. I think that was a beautiful read, and I think it was very, on the money, if that's what they say, on the money. Sounded good. I should have been a comedian. No, I'm only joking. No, I shouldn't have. I think I'm a better medium than comedian. All right, and I love everyone here tonight. Thank you so much, everyone. And you all have come in so beautiful. Your energy is so vibrant. It's making such a big difference to myself and Ben. I can feel it. Can you feel it, Ben? It's like we've got this room of
100%.
love.
It's a good night. It really is.
So loving it. And sorry.
It's such a pleasure being here. It's a good vibe.
Yeah, I like good vibes. You've got to have good vibes. Everyone's got to have good vibes. And hopefully when everyone leaves the show and we finish tonight, everyone goes off air going, wow, that was cool. And I learned a lot and I want to connect with Ben and come back next week and see who's on next as well. So yeah, and keeping that in mind, we do have our wonderful Harry Chi on Saturday, on Saturdays, I think from 5 p.m. now. And he's just as amazing as ever. He doesn't change. He just gets better with age, even though he's younger than me. And hopefully he's watching so I can have a little bit of fun with him later. And we love you too, Psychic TV Australia. All right. So please like and share our page one so we can, reach more people and not for anything more than to be able to be of service. Now, for those of you who have just stepped in, we're with the wonderful Ben Graham and he's shared some amazing stuff. So please, I've got my, you can laugh, I actually got my 2 rings caught up then and was like, so yeah, our wonderful Ben in tonight, and he's shared some beautiful wisdom. So if you only just step in now, don't be shy to come back and watch our live feed later because there's more information. And I feel, and I'll just share this with you all, and I think Ben, you can step in with me here. Do you feel at the moment that we are really, the consciousness is awakening? Would you say that?
100%. That's a really good thing to put out there. It is like you find out everyone's growing, everyone's connecting. There's so many people finding their own spiritual path, and it doesn't have
Yes.
to be mediumship or psychic stuff. It's their own path. People are looking at the world a little bit different, and especially the younger generation. I think
Yeah.
they're striving in different ways than we do, if that makes sense. I look at my young kids and my daughter's 32 and my older son is 30 and I'm saying buy a house, and they're just sort of going through life. They're enjoying their freedom, they're enjoying their time now. So I think that the universe is, or the spiritual world and the universe is connecting in a different way now, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's like it's
Mm,
not all about let's get and do it and have all these things. It's about let's just enjoy where the moment is and
100%.
still focus on those things and know that we can manifest them in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm obviously old school where you save and spend a cent and stuff like that. So like they think a lot different to us, and we can actually learn from the younger generation as well. So
100%.
and I'm always learning from young people, and we've got a young guy at my work at the moment, and just some of the things he does. It's good to see, like, and it keeps you on your toes as well, and you think, okay, I'm thinking way different. I'm thinking out of the square now. and just learning other new things. And especially with technology, I'm always sort of, I'm hopeless with technology. So I'm pushing myself into new directions.
Look, I have to admit, I am not the best with technology, but I'm loving technology. I figure if I say I love it, it'll become easier to,
Yeah,
navigate
I
through.
agree.
But yeah, I do like I'll push the wrong buttons and things just go haywire. It's like, yeah, but unlike young people, they'll just push a button. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. But us oldies or older
Oh,
generation, I
right.
should say, we tend to freak out a little bit. It's like, oh no, I've blown up the system type thing. But technology, talking about technology, there's so much, I think at the moment in the consciousness, I'm excited to be honest. I know there's a lot of things on the 3D level, let's say, happening on the 3D level, but beyond that, beyond all the dramas that we see on TV and hear on the radio and all those things, and please don't think for a moment I don't send my love and healing to places like I do, but I don't get caught up in that. I actually raise my own vibration so I can be of better service to those who need me at the time. So that might be a little bit of a message, I guess, in that too for everyone is that, always be compassionate, but you're allowed to have a higher vibe to be able to help more clearly, if that makes
Well
sense.
said. Well said.
Well said. I like that. Oh, got that. All right. Now, what would you like to share? Come on, Ben, it's your turn. Your turn on the
Oh,
stage. What else
um,
would you like to share with the world?
what can
I
I
mean,
share?
because we're in
I'm
Sweden.
not sure. Like, it's well. Let's talk about conditions. So,
Oh,
as in like we want things in our lives, and I know where we've already read someone who asked about relationships, but we want things in our lives. So it's about condition.
yes,
We've got everyone has a condition. It's like working for it's like working for spirit. Some mediums say, "Yeah, I'm going to work for spirit, but you got to give me names, you got to give me this," and then they got the conditions. Um,
conditions. Yeah.
I feel like a message tonight for everyone as well is try not to have conditions. You want a new car, or like you save for a new car, or keep striving for that, and or even a relationship, or even just having friends over the house. Everyone's got conditions. I'm not going to invite that person because of this and that. Have none if you can, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be all the time, but just have none maybe one day a week, and maybe have no conditions in life, and just go with the flow for once.
I
And I
like
think
that
that's
word, go with the flow. I like going with the flow.
yeah, go with the flow. And I think that's gonna change your energy. And Rayleen was talking about lifting your energy up and stuff like that. I think that sort of stuff it allows you to have this new energy. It allows you to have a new aura about you, so to speak. It's like the mixing bowl, isn't it? It's you're not putting these conditions in
Totally.
the mixing bowls, and you've got this mixing bowl, and it's open for everything. I'll leave it there.
Exactly, and unconditional. I love that word,
Mm.
unconditional. Like often say, well, I often say unconditional love, but I think if you put unconditional love into anything, into even it's something you want to manifest, do it unconditionally and trust. Totally
It's
trust
it's funny
that.
because tonight when before I logged in, I always write down in my notes. I just have notes only because my memory is terrible as well. But I write down believe, trust, and honesty, and I wrote those three words down. And when I'm working for Spirit on the phones with Psychic TV, on my
Yes,
notepad, I always have first believe, trust, and honesty. And it's like my mantra. I run with that, and I
yeah,
know that believe, and I know I've got to trust, and I know that I've got to speak with honesty. And I think
that's
that,
it.
yeah,
And that's the gift of being of true service, Ben, is to be able to
100%.
do all those 3. And, going on from what we were talking about a little bit earlier, just moments ago, it's also that respect,
Yeah,
don't have any conditions, but respect that and believe and
exactly
trust.
right. Yeah,
Can happen. Magic happens all the time. I love it. And I'm not an airy fairy person, to be honest, but I'm really not. I'm very grounded. I'm a Taurus, so I'm more grounded than anything. But I do believe that when you truly just, let go and feel that inner guidance and trust, sometimes what we want in a certain time isn't ready for us. So
yeah,
sometimes the universe goes, hey, I'm not going to give it to you right now because you're not going to appreciate it, or it's not the right time, or you're still healing a wound or something like that. Would you agree?
I agree, and I can just extend on that, like
Of course.
about like receiving and the universe and stuff like that. And believe it or not, most of the time that the universe is giving us what we need, and the universe is giving. It's like asking for wealth, and I want to be wealthy, I want to be rich, I want to be comfortable, and like you've got $10 and you've won $10 on the lottery or something like that, and some people would say, oh, is that it? Well, that's a stepping stone to morph, to be grateful. I,
Right.
I know myself when like I went through a divorce 16 years ago, and it was a good divorce, so to speak. And then I remember like
Was
learning to find myself, learning to find myself, and I remember that I was struggling, and I had my kids with me as well, and every day I just changed my mindset. And
yeah.
I wasn't doing spiritual work or anything, but I changed my mindset, and instead of being angry and instead of being worried, I was changing my mindset to be grateful. And so the universe would listen to that.
Yeah.
And if I had anything and I could help someone else out, it would just come back in tenfold, so to speak.
That's so true, because I've got a T-shirt that I had made from a friend, and it says, I have an attitude of gratitude," and it's so true. But I do. That's me. I'm so grateful for the simplest things and the most biggest things in the world, but most of all, my family and my health. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, those. But everyone's different. Not everyone will think like me or like you, Ben. But I do know that gratitude, like love, has the highest vibration. So
Yeah.
if you really wanna get higher, or feel better or feel stronger or feel clearer, come from one of those 2, love
Yeah.
and
And
gratitude. Yeah.
exactly right. And it's only words. It's
Yes.
only words, but words become actions.
And
And
energy.
and energy as well. So it starts with a thought process. And
Yes.
I find that if I went back to 17 years ago, so to speak, I would be driving my car, listen to ACDC, listen to heavy metal. Nothing wrong with that sort of stuff. But my mindset's changed now. I'll be listening to like
And yeah.
podcasts, stuff that would
Um,
be more valuable information than stuff that I was doing
yeah.
before. And I think that
Yes.
when you change your mindset, you take the blinkers off, and next
Yeah.
minute you're learning. And I'm
Yeah.
always learning. I'm always learning, and I'm always willing to learn. And you'll
Yeah.
start learning about yourself. And I keep saying it, but it comes back to personal development. I don't know where that
Yeah.
comes from. I've got to get a tattoo, personal development. But I know
Exactly.
it's personal development. It really is. It comes back to that. And just because I'm talking and just because it sounds fantastic in that, you can still put that in place for yourself as well. And it's just those baby steps at the beginning. And then as
It's
time
taking those
went,
steps, isn't it?
wow. And then eventually you'll get there. And we all have a step back where we can go back to our old past, or we can go back to things that we don't like. And then we address it again and we start off again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I reckon be in the now, be in the present moment, because that's the most valuable one. And that's
Yeah.
the one that's going to take you where you need to be. And it's going to give you everything that you want on every level. Now, I do have another little question here, my darling. I'm going to pop it to the screen. Hi, Lisa D. I need my glasses. Okay. Loved and shared. Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you are both well. Would love to know about work, please. Thank you for your time and energy tonight. And thank you, Lisa, for thanking us, because we think you're
Lisa,
beautiful.
wonderful. I'm glad you read the questions out because I can't see the questions because it's so small.
See
But
that? That's what I have to with the glasses.
about work, Lisa, like, you know, you've been through heaps, so you really have. You've been through a lot, and I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. You've been through so much. You've been through this, you've been through that. You've been through probably breakups, moving. You've gone. When you hit rock bottom, you've hit rock bottom before. You really have. You're not rock bottom now, but I want you to reflect on where you've come from, because I know that with work and stuff like that, I know that obviously that you're worried about stuff like that. I really feel like that you've got a good head on your shoulders. You're not silly. You're very, very intelligent. It's funny because I don't know if you've got girls, but I see girls around you, and let us know in the comments. I see young women around you. I really do. So I feel like that you've got young women around you that that are helping you and stuff like that. Now, is there a change in the job, as in like you're worried about the job finishing and starting or something like that? I feel like that if it's out of your hands, if that makes sense. Whatever the situation is, it's out of your hands. So if there's a job coming to an end and you're worried about the new beginning, like they say, the squeakiest wheel gets the most oil. I want you to start looking and putting it out there for other jobs as well. If you're concerned about where you are, or concerned about a job finishing or a job ending. Now, if you're unemployed and stuff like that, I want you to push yourself out there and stuff like that. I feel like that you've got young people around you. Ask the young people for some help. And I feel like that you've done everything on your own for so long, and you're just a little bit stubborn, which is okay. But I want you to ask for help. And I can see that everything's going to be okay, because if you think about where you've come from, this is just a little stepping stone for you. You've gone through all the roadworks before. You're not going through that no more. There's just little stepping stones in front of you, and you'll get over those, if that makes sense. Thanks, Rayleen.
You're welcome. Wow, what a beautiful reading. Thank you, Ben. And I really do hope that's helped. And I forgot now, but sorry, Lisa, because I took the question off and I forgot to move the thing. But look, I'm an amateur at this, I'll be honest. I'm very much an amateur at the hosting, but I am loving it.
Yeah,
Excuse me. But I do want to say we have got a few psychics on at the moment, very quickly in the background. So if you don't know where to go, it's Psychic TV International. We've got Amazing Grace. We've got Brooklyn. I'm not going to do the pin numbers. Just go check out yourself. Jags, Judith, Miss Psychic D, and Psychic Sandy as well. So, but also we're going to have you on afterwards, aren't we, Ben? Which, wow, for anyone here that really wants to have a more in-depth reading with our beautiful Ben, please feel free after the show and I'm going to do a shout out for your pin number later, which is 9166. So it's 9166. Write that down, guys. It's an important one. Okay. So, all right. So
okay, Rayleen's just gone offline for a minute, I think. So let me just talk until she comes back. Yeah, I'll just keep talking. I'm pretty sure Rayleen's offline. So I'm pretty sure I'm still online. So just bear with me, but she'll be back in a minute and stuff like that. So look, I'm going to show you my cat. It's funny. I'm going to show you my cat. If you can see my cat, he's just sitting there nice. Okay, Rayleen's back.
Hello. Bless you. I don't even know what I see. I tell you, it's happened a few times. I think I had a blooper moment the other week when I was saying goodbye, because everyone was laughing at me and I couldn't see him on my screen. It's like, where's everyone gone? And then I freaked out. So, and I just disappeared again. So my apologies, everyone. Please forgive me. But what a good way to step up, Ben, and just get in there. It's like, she'll be back. Look at my cat. What's your cat's name?
His name's Kit Kat. We've had him for
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. Yeah, his name's Kit Kat. It's a boy. We've had him for 16 years. There is there.
Oh, he's beautiful. Hello, Kit Kat.
Yeah, he's really nice. He's so good. He really is. He can be a pain too. Like he wants to go outside and he wants to come inside. He can be a pain, but at the moment he's nice and relaxed. So it's
he's hanging out with Dad. He's going, "Hey, Dad, I'm loving what you're about. I want to be a part of the vibe." We've had a great night, and a big shout out to everyone. Thank you so very much, everyone, for all your love and energy tonight. You've been amazing. We've had some beautiful questions. We've had some beautiful comments, and I just love it. I think it's great. We've got Kiri here saying tonight and shared. Okay. Do you feel like doing one more before we finish up for the night, my darling?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, we're gonna put it on because it's just come up and my nose. I've only got 10 minutes before my nose, so please behave, nose. Okay. This is from Akiri. Loving the show tonight, liked and shared. Hi, just wondering if my dad has any messages about medical. Loving the show. Oh, that's so good.
That's lovely. As I heard that question and everything else, I see my lanes, and I stick in my lanes. Obviously, I'm not a doctor and stuff, so I stick in my lanes. Yeah. I feel like that what you're going through in the family and stuff like that, I feel like that obviously there's a little bit of history and stuff like that. Now, as I say that, I see my mum, and I know my mum's passed away. I see my mum. Now, my mum had problems with diabetes and things like that. So I don't know if there's something going on in your life a little bit like that as well. Maybe your legs are swollen and stuff like that. And that mightn't be even what you're asking for. But I know that I see that. And Spirit's very, very careful what they show me at different times. And that's what they're bringing through. I feel like that you're an intelligent lady, and I feel like that you're doing everything you can. You're getting professional help as doctors and stuff like that. And I want you to do some homework for me. I want you to ask other family members, and I feel like there might be some family members out there that you haven't met. And if that makes sense, and I think that does make sense for you, and write in the comments anyway. But I'm seeing that for you, and I think that at the moment, with the worry and stuff like that, I feel like that you're doing everything you can to make sure that you're healthy and the family's healthy. I think I take my hat off to you because I know that you're going through a little bit as well, but I know that you're going to be okay in yourself, if that makes sense. So that's why I can't say too much because obviously I'm not a doctor, but I know that would help you in a little way, if that makes sense. And I'll leave it there. Thank you, Rayleen.
Beautiful. Wow. I love that. I love your honesty. You're so honest. I love it. And it's true, we're not, medically, well, some of us have medical backgrounds and nursing and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but we're not. And that's the best thing, we're always honest with our viewers and anyone that comes in on the lines, which is wonderful. And actually, we've got also a visitor, Mary from New Zealand. Oh, we're getting the world tonight. We are hitting the world stage. Let's do this,
Wow.
Ben. Want to do a tap dance? Let's go. I'm only joking, kiddo. Okay, so now tonight we've had the wonderful Ben Graham doing such beautiful reads, and I must say, I love your energy. I love your honesty. I love the way you present yourself to the world, and I think that's beautiful. You know what I mean? And keep doing it, darling. But also, I want everyone that comes in to know that you can reach our Ben. Our Ben. It's like sorry. You're our Ben now. Oh well, Psychic TV's Ben online after the show. And we haven't got long, guys. We've only got about 8 minutes. So I'd like to ask you a few more questions if you don't mind, Ben.
Yeah, of course.
If I do, I might have to get a tissue in a moment. I'm going to hold out. I've only got 6 minutes. But do you have anything of your own that you are doing? Do you run classes? Do you do live shows? Do you have
Yeah,
a book?
thanks
Do
for
you?
asking. I really do, and I ran classes for a little while there, and it was good learning for me as well. I ran classes online, and it was helping me to learn about myself as well. So I'm not
Yeah.
doing that now, but at the moment I'm doing platforms and shows. I've got a show. I've actually got a show with Rhonda in December. I don't know the dates,
Oh,
but I've got
lovely, Rhonda.
yeah,
Yeah.
a show with
So
Rhonda in
plug it,
yeah,
plug it.
yeah, I've got a
Definitely.
show with Rhonda in December. But I post everything on my Facebook page. So if you want to look me up, and
Yep.
especially if you're in New South Wales, I do a lot of free events as well. You can find me on my spiritual page, Psychic Medium Ben Graham,
Yep.
and if you have a look there, you'll see where I am and stuff. But at the moment, all I'm doing is growing in myself.
I
I'm
love that.
sort of doing new layers or levels in myself. So I'm
Yeah.
expanding the way I work in and learning about myself in different ways. So with mediumship and that, I'm trying to take that to another level where when I read someone, I want them to feel their loved one with me. Instead of me just connecting with spirit, I want the
I love
loved one, the person I'm reading, I want them. So I'm learning how to word things, and I'm learning how to use my energy so the person I'm reading is connected with them as well. So the three of us are talking together instead of just the two people. So that's
yeah,
that's what
I love that. I
that's
mean,
what I'm doing. Right. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think these we're in a time, Ben, where the what you're talking about is going to be very easy to do. Do you know what I mean? It is going to be something where spirit's gonna, remove the veil in different ways. So our clients are able to really access what we're accessing. I mean, I often say that to clients, like, I wish you could be in my head right now, like when I'm getting a vision, or you know what I'm saying? So, but I love it. I look, I think you're gonna. I know your show's gonna go beautiful with Rhonda, and I did see Rhonda on some comments earlier. So hi, Rhonda. I hope you're well, sweetheart. And also, Rhonda's still one of our team members as well, isn't she? So she. I don't know when she gets online, but pop on and have a look anyway. She'll have a write up of when she's there and when she's free. But tonight is Ben's night, so we love you, Ben. And look, darling, I just can't thank you enough for the wisdom and the beautiful energy that you've shared through the night with the readings, and and again, we've got the best audience. We've had such a beautiful crew come in and say hi, and spend their time and energy. So thank you to each and every one of you. You are valued and important to us. And remember, we've got our shows on from not only tonight, Thursday night, with myself, but we've also got the wonderful Harry T on Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, so I think 5 p.m. So just double check that I'm not always specific and always right, but I'm sure it is 5 p.m. From memory. So now tonight we will kind of like give it a wrap up shortly. I've only got 5 minutes left, so I'd like to just share. Ben, I'll let you take it over because I have to get a tissue now.
You're
So
right.
I'm going to put you single screen for 2 seconds. Oh, wrong one. Oopsie, what have I done? This is what I talk about here, Ben.
It's
Oh, I
okay.
can't do it. Oopsie, I'm coming back. Anyway, I'm not going anywhere. I will duck out, but do you want to talk for a moment?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Like some of the things that I've spoken about tonight, and just not with just mediumship or psychic ability and stuff like that. It's just with your personal growth. Um, you know, it's about how you feel in yourself, and energy, and feelings and emotions and stuff like that. And I want you to learn and tap into your own feelings and your own emotions. Now, a lot of men don't have feelings and emotions, and I was one of those guys as well. So learn how to do that, and learn how to feel it in yourself. When you got relationships, and like your husband's not listening, or your wife's not listening, or is not getting on, um, try another approach. Try to feel how they feel, and talk about how your feelings are, and instead of yelling and stuff like that. And that just sort of builds this new bond, so to speak. And it's sort of new age in it, but I'll leave it there. Thanks, Rayleen. Glad you're back.
Well said. Excuse me. Now I'm going to sneeze. Oh,
Yeah.
I can feel that coming. All right, my darlings. Well, we've got only 4 minutes to go, or 3 minutes to go, and I will say a very big thank you to our beautiful Ben Graham. I hope that you've enjoyed tonight, Ben. I've thoroughly enjoyed spending time with you, getting to know you, and just listening to your wisdom. So I will pop you backstage so you can go and take a few moments to kind of like get yourself together before you get bombarded with readings. So
Wonderful.
a big thank you to you for all your time and energy tonight. And I hope everyone's really enjoyed our lovely Ben tonight. So we'll talk to you soon, Ben.
Thanks,
Thank you
Rayleen.
so
Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you next time. See you,
much.
Rayleen.
Bye,
Bye.
darling. Bye. Okay, everybody. Well, we are going to wrap our show up in, I don't know, my clock says 3 minutes, but we'll see how long it takes. So I want to wish you all a beautiful week. We've had a wonderful weekend, I should say, because we're nearer to the weekend. I hope you've had a lovely time tonight with our wonderful Ben Graham. All our psychics in the background, they're amazing. You're all amazing. And we really do thank you. Each week you come in and step up, and Andrew, you're one of the biggest and longest fans, I'm sure. Thank you so much, darling. I hope your little third eye is feeling much better. But like I say, just gently and just, accepting, it's all good. And for all of you who didn't get a read, guys, we've got our psychics in the background online. Benny's going back on his on 9166. We still have about 4 or 5 amazing psychics out there on our line. So if you are wanting a little bit more of an extension of a read with Ben, or you're just wanting to find some questions, seek some questions, answers to the questions, please, feel free. Connect, have a look at our site and see where we're going. But I personally can't thank you enough. Each week you all come in and support not only myself, but our wonderful team guests. And I'm excited about the next one. So, but don't forget, we do have our wonderful Harry T coming in on Saturday night. And that's another very popular show. Saturday night, we say night, but it's Saturday at 5 p.m. Look forward to, I'm sure he looks forward to, but we all look forward to your presence and energy. I thank you so very much for another beautiful week, and I look forward to connecting with you very much all of next week. So I'm just going to ride this out till it goes, but have a beautiful, beautiful week, and we'll see you all same time, same place next week. But don't forget, Harry T on Saturday, 5 p.m. Thanks, everyone. Namaste.